What is one thing that you do that your partner would say that contributes to the challenges in the relationship?
I isolate. I'm in my office working.
Like, I won't say anything until it's like an issue or until I like explode. What happens when we have kids? Like, it's gonna be all on me.
I did the dishes. I did this. I'm out the house. I did that.
One time I was just really quiet and he's like, I won't leave like your dad did.
Yeah.
I'm Dr. Scott Lyons.
And I'm Alyssa Nobriga.
And welcome to The Hot Seat. Today we're going to introduce you to Tiffany and Matrix, a beautiful couple that are navigating, some of the things a lot of us have navigated in relationships in terms of how do we communicate? How do we share the things that kind of irk us, frustrate us without going into a massive fight or explosion?
Yeah, and sometimes we think that is about the dishes or taking out the trash. And yes, that can be an element, but usually there's something deeper. And so in this conversation, we really help understand, what is this conversation really about? What are those repeated patterns and frustrations and fights in relationship? What's the greater context so that I don't go unconscious into blaming my partner and then spiraling out? And so as you're listening to this session, I want you to be really thinking about, what is my core wound? What gets triggered when it's not about the dishes? What is it really about for me? So that you can have greater insight and communicate to people that you love so that they can hold more compassionate space.
I'm Tiffany.
I'm Matrix. What's going on, guys?
And we are close to celebrating 6 years together. But we met in California.
Yep.
Grew up, few train stops away from each other.
Yep. 15 minutes from door to door.
Yeah.
We're both from New York, and how we met in Los Angeles was just by chance.
And it wasn't love at first sight. It took
not.
us like 3 or 4 times.
She didn't like me very much.
Then I was like, oh my gosh, you feel like home.
2020, I was actually homeless. She reached out to me and was like, hey, how are you? And I said, I'm good. She said, no, really? How are you? I answered. I said, I'm not good. I'm homeless. I'm living out of the back of my friend's van right now. Things are tough. Business is slow. And she invited me to come stay at her place while I got on my feet. Maybe 3 weeks into me staying at her place, the world shut down. The pandemic happened.
Yeah.
And then the rest is what they say, history.
Yeah. While we were both interested in each other, he did mention that he was just getting out of a relationship and wasn't ready to date.
Yeah.
So this was 2 months had passed where we hadn't spoken at all. And I just got a ping one day and I was like, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
And he was really honest. He ended up being really honest about where he was at. And so just from like a New Yorker to a New Yorker, I was like, I know how it is to be
No
out here.
BS, straight up, tell me how you're doing. One of the reasons why we decided to participate in the hot seat is because we are in a constant state of growth. Like that's kind of been like the basis of our relationship, is like having the uncomfortable conversations, having those challenging conversations, and then seeing how we can come out on the other side. And our relationship is great. We just want to see how we can take it deeper.
We got married and then 3 months later started a business together, have a physical brick and mortar space.
Bought a house.
Bought a house.
Got 2 additional dogs.
Yeah. So there's just been a lot that's happened over the past 6 years. And like you said, there's been a lot of growth and shifts. And I feel like we're meeting each other at a new season very frequently. And so it's like, how do we match that energy? And how do we also too keep the spark alive?
I just think you guys are adorable.
Thank you.
That's for real.
There's a lot of hair in this relationship.
And one way to kind of explore and get a sense for where you guys are at and possibly to support you, I'd be curious to hear, and you might need to think about the question, I'd be curious to hear, what is one thing that you do that your partner would say that contributes to the challenges in the relationship?
Disconnect. There's times where I isolate, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's probably like when I'm going through a hard time, instead of recruiting Tiffany, it's like isolation. Let me go deal with it by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's complete disconnect. It's like I'm in my office working.
Yeah.
And I'm really just scrolling Instagram, just disassociating.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like one thing that I do is when we argue, more times than not, I'll just stay quiet. And that's like a lot like in our relationship. Like I won't say anything until it's like an issue or until I like explode. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I think I allow things to ball up for a long time before I actually express them. And I have a hard time like in the moment, like expressing it. It's like really rough. Like I can articulate so many things, but when it comes to like personal, like our relationship or even talking about like family stuff, more intimate things, I have a really hard time communicating that. So
When you say a hard time, what does it look or sound like?
I don't like crying in front of people.
Okay.
Including Matrix?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've gotten way more comfortable now. Like now I'm okay. But that's been a huge, I've never, in any relationship I've ever been in, I've never been able to cry as much as I can in front of him. So that's huge.
Yeah.
And then when I say hard time, I mean either it'll be like really explosive and like me just saying like what it is, but in a very like telemundo, like over the top, like it's going down. Or it'll be like I have trouble finding the words. Like it takes a long time for them to come out. So there's a lot of pauses in between as I try to like gather myself.
Is it that you're not aware of when the escalation within yourself is building and then it just explodes?
Yeah. I feel like I'm so used to taking on so much that is since childhood. That's like been a thing. So like that is so innate for me that I don't realize like, oh, I'm at that tipping point, you know, until I explode. And then I'm like, well, that was unnecessary, you know, and then it's kind of like, well, I can't take back the explosion. But I feel like we've been able to fight better over the years, because it was wild before, like when we first started dating, and we would, we only argue like every few months, but it would be like that thing that I'd be like harboring
on multiple fights that now it's being exploded on.
Of me like not saying anything and like just keeping it bottled up, and then it'll like rip.
I love that you not only can see the progress that you guys have made doing the work, but also that you know now to really focus on one topic at a time when unpacking it.
Appreciate
Because the ego trap is to be like,
before I'd be like, why?
5 years ago, you didn't invite me to this.
It's recruiting all of these other things that are not what the actual thing is.
Yeah. I feel like I've been able to like let it go. Like I like not associating this argument with like what happened months ago or things like that. Now I just kind of like, I don't know. I try not to think about it. So it's not like a little archive that I'm keeping in the back pocket. You know?
Yeah. When we did therapy before, one of the things that really helped us was she said, don't, what was it? Don't keep score. Because that's how we used to fight. It's like, I did the dishes. I did this. I mopped the house. I did that. And you never do that. And we we try not to do that.
Scorekeeping does not lead to successful relationship or tit for tat.
And so would this feel accurate? Because you both named one thing. Does it feel accurate to each other? I just want to check in because there's some level of self-awareness of like, oh, I do this thing. And I think that this is one of the bigger weights.
Yeah, I would say that what she said is probably the most accurate. Like the thing that is the most challenging in our relationship is like when we're arguing or there's a misunderstanding, it's like I'm pulling it out of her. It's like, hey, one of the things that I tell her to help with this process is that I'm not going anywhere. Like even if you're upset or you get angry and you want to fight, like you being upset is not gonna push me away.
And sometimes there's a test of that, right? Can I trust you to hold my bigness?
Absolutely.
So I imagine that's really healing to have his presence unwavering.
The first thing that I remember, like as he's saying that, was one time I was just really quiet and he's like, I won't leave like your dad did. And that just like, I was like, I don't know how I don't know. But, and so then I started realizing that is why I keep it balled up, because I don't want him to leave.
And actually by the willingness to share creates more intimacy. Helps you get that repair from the rupture.
And even like a repair that I didn't even know I needed. Because I didn't grow up with my dad. Like I started my relationship with my father in my 20s. Like my whole childhood, I didn't have my dad around. So I've always felt like you can't miss what you never had type of thing. But for him to make that association, I was like, oh, this is why I do that.
But that's one of those needs that you didn't know you had. And then Matrix really helped discover that it was a need for you. And
Yeah.
I am a stand to be there for you
Yeah.
and to help this heal.
Yeah.
So these two safety strategies, one with like removing yourself to take care of yourself, right? That's the best way you've known how since you were a kid.
Yeah.
And for you to bottle it up because now we know a little bit more, like my dad feeling like, oh, I'll be left if I share my truth.
Yeah.
Or I'll hurt them. So how do they dance now in your relationship, and what might be an intention of how you guys want to deepen?
You reflecting that back to me just set off a light bulb in my head, because even though I tell her I'm not gonna go anywhere, when I am stressed, I go somewhere, right? I become reclusive. And what she's looking for is somebody who's gonna share that experience with her. And she wants to also, like how I hold space for her, she wants to hold the space for me. And by me going in my room and just working or like disassociating and going through my process, I'm taking that away from her. So I am removing myself somewhat from the relationship.
Here's the tension point, is many of us process or need space to process on ourselves, with ourselves first. That's different than reclusion, where we want to reach out or even don't know how to reach out. So I want to kind of name a bind here, that Tiffany might have a desire to process these things with you, and you might have a pattern and a desire to be with yourself for some time.
Yeah.
And I just want to kind of unpack that a little bit.
Yeah. Just looking at my patterns and how I go about processing, I could tell that it's not really me wanting to be alone and process.
Okay, great.
Because I don't process. I go and I
Check
out. I'm scrolling. I'm playing video games. I'm doing whatever to avoid the problem.
Yeah.
So instead of really...
So we call that auto-regulation.
Okay.
And it's a fun name, but it also suggests that we don't always have to process right away. And there's typically you'll hear from a therapist, well, don't run away from your shit, right? But we have a full term for it, saying, hey, I'm going to shelf this. I'm going to go scroll a little bit because actually I'm not yet ready to process with someone. I'm not yet ready to process with myself. And yes, I might scroll, but can I come back to it is the main piece. If I shelf it, if I put it on the shelf and I auto-regulate, can I come back to it? Can I come back to a partnership with it? Yeah. I want to give a little bit more space and permission here.
Yeah.
If that's okay.
No, absolutely.
Because this is a tension point and I want to respect it too and say, yes, it is a pattern. And is there any harvesting in that for you? Like, is there any nourishment? Is there any replenishing? If you were to have 20 minutes of doom scrolling or whatever you want to do on TikTok or social media, does that actually support you? Because sometimes it might.
Yeah. In most cases, it does.
Yeah.
When I don't beat myself up for it.
Exactly.
Right. When I'm like, okay, cool, I'm good. I go downstairs. Hey, babe, what's for dinner? Like, and we're back to normal.
So you go from auto-regulation to co-regulation.
Right. Is that?
That's great. It's fine. It's totally fine. There's no right or wrong. We could go from co-regulation to self-regulation, and then so they're all different types of basically going, how do I navigate this? How do I process? Yeah.
Because if it gets to be too much, trying to work it out in the relationship in that moment when you're not regulated often leads to more rupture. And so just taking a pause, letting your woman know, like, hey, Tiff, I'm going to be back. I just need to take care of myself for 20 minutes and I'll be back and we can continue the conversation. We don't skip over it. You can come back to like what wants to be spoken, what's the vulnerable truth here. But I think what Scott's really helping you do is understand, when is it you taking care of yourself and when is it
habitual.
just a habit, a pattern. And coming back to the conversation from taking time away so that you're not totally abandoning, ignoring it can be really helpful. Do you do that? Do you come back to it, or is it like life as normal?
50-50.
Okay.
50-50. Sometimes we just ignore it and it's like, whatever. It is what it is. And then sometimes, most of the times when we ignore it, we address it, but it's like through comedy. At least for me, I like make a joke about it.
Okay.
Like we've had a situation where Tiffany got upset and a pillow may or may not have come flying across the room.
Okay.
And then how we patched that up is I was like, hey, you dropped this pillow. So there's a levity about it. But usually we do talk about it and we're like, hey, we're good.
Yeah.
All right, we're good.
And I've noticed too, like if we don't speak about it, it'll be like this like funkiness in the air for like a day or two.
Yeah.
And like it's hard for me to be like, okay, like everything's fine. Like it's like we need to talk about it.
I'm good at pretending that everything is fine. Or that's
The coping mechanism.
Yeah, my mom and my dad, and that's just stuff that I had growing up. But I'm really, it's easy for me to be like, no, everything's good. We're good. But she definitely is like,
I can't.
We need to talk
I can't
about
fix
this
the phone.
eventually.
Yeah,
You really feel rupture.
Yeah.
I saw you grab your belly and
I just feel like there's like this innate like I can't move past this. We just have to like just air it out and just speak about it because I feel like growing up, my mom would be like, "Oh, I'll just make you dinner." You know what I mean? Like it'll be something like
it's
that.
like washing over.
Yeah. Over like what was done, and I don't want to continue doing that.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
So there's also an interesting tension point here of like, if there's a rupture, I really need us to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But when there's something unsettling, it's not as easy. Is that what I'm hearing from before? It's like, oh, this kind of picked a little scab, but I'm not going to talk about it until like my whole arm is bleeding.
Yeah.
And are you aware that a scab got picked? Or is it only get registered if your whole arm is bleeding, to just use a bizarre metaphor?
I feel like now I better know like what are the things that like trigger him, and knowing that, I usually, for the most part, I will just like avoid that trigger just because I'm like, I don't want to like get into it. I don't want to get into it right now.
And I actually mean for you, like the things that pick at you.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry if I didn't make that clear.
Yeah, no.
She was thrown off by the scab.
I knew that metaphor was either going to land or not.
Yeah, for me, I don't always realize that it is. Yeah.
So the decibel, the internal experience, the volume of it has to be at a certain decibel for you to register it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's accurate. Yeah.
Some of our work, if we want to, might be about how do we attune to lower volumes of ache or frustration or feeling. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what are you feeling right now?
I feel like the things that we kind of like argue the most about, that has been quite consistent since like the beginning, is like different house chores.
Yeah.
Like the dishes, trash, like just like stuff like that.
So when he doesn't do the dishes, let's just take that for example.
Yeah.
Because he actually left his dish out. I just want to let you know. He was eating some chicken, just left it out.
Yeah.
And notice what happens for you.
Yeah.
Because you stop breathing. You stop breathing. I'm just going to call it. And you got, I could see, you got really tight in your abdomen. Yeah. And you stopped breathing. Can you register that? Now. Yes. So we want to start registering these cues, right? So that it doesn't have to get up to here yet.
Yeah.
So we're not doing anything about it. He didn't really leave his dish. I'm trying to piss you off. Okay.
It worked. Your cheeks are red.
How dare you, Matrix? I see the story.
Not in like in Spanish it says not en la casa de ajena, like when you're over at someone's house, like you like pick up after yourself. Like that was like what was happening in my head.
Spoken like such a mom too. The tone of a mom. Does that resonate when I say that?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll check back in with that piece a little bit. But I'm glad you registered that. Yeah. So dishes is a piece. What else?
I feel like like dishes, like if like the trash is like full or like overflowing, or just like a lot of it has to do with like house chores, like just things like that.
What does it mean if he forgets or doesn't do the chore? What's the story you tell?
Honestly, the thing, like where my mind goes to is like, what happens when we have kids? Like it's going to be all on me to do everything.
That's
like who?
Yeah. Like my mom. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that got there quick. So let's just pause there. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. I didn't realize that.
It's impactful. I see the tears.
Yeah. You've carried a lot.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yeah, I had to grow up really quickly. I had to, me and my youngest brother are 8 years apart. And so I raised my brother, and my grandmother was watching us, but my grandmother didn't speak English. So I was like the translator, and like I did the groceries, and I took care of my brother.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think of that, and I feel like my brother was like my birth control, like seeing all the things. He would just climb on stuff, and he was always into stuff. And it was just a lot of overwhelm as a kid, and I don't want to recreate that. And I think, it's like part of the reason why, like, we're a little older. I'm 37, and I've really been pushing off having kids until like our businesses are more settled and things like that, because I know it's going to require a lot of focus and me be very, very present. And I feel like where we're at right now, there's like, we're doing a lot to create stability. Yeah. And I'm just afraid of like recreating what I experienced as a child for like.
Which is what? What would we call that? The title of that movie? Or the titles?
Chaos, burden.
It's all on me.
Burden.
Yeah.
It's all on me.
Yeah. So just for a moment, if it's okay, Tiff, like, can we just notice, so we don't also check out of the body, of the emotions that come up, just to breathe into the gut, and just to really breathe into and allow this part that's like, it's all on me. I'm gonna have to take care of all of this over responsibility. To even just take a moment to just allow yourself to just take the breath into your gut and to soften into it, to let it know that you're here with it, that you hear it, that you're listening now, and it doesn't need to do it alone. And I want to hear a rebuttal as I'm saying something if it's true for you. But just really starting to presence it in the way that you needed when you were a kid, so that you didn't feel like you had to be the only one doing it alone, all on you. And as you start to recognize your needs and tend to it, what do you notice?
I'm realizing how much I like, as we're having these more challenging conversations, how much my gut tenses. I haven't realized that before.
What do you imagine if it was holding or preventing? If your contraction could hold or prevent something, what would it be?
Like not doing it alone?
Yeah. And what would it feel like or look like just right now? What does that part want to feel supported?
One of the things like growing up, Matrix knows this story like very vividly. Like one of my childhood memories of my dad was my mom like getting me dressed and like, like getting me like the stockings and like the socks with like the little ruffles and like the fancy shoes, like her getting me all dressed, saying that my dad is coming. And I'd be on like the dining room chair, and my little legs like just like moving around, and I'm like, when is he coming, Mom? When is he coming? And I would be waiting for hours and he never came. And my mom would be like, oh, you have to take your clothes off. And I'm like, why am I taking my clothes off if my dad's coming? And I think it's that like the words that he's coming, but the action was like that he didn't come. So like, I don't know, Alyssa, like when you were just saying what you said, I just like correlated. I know Matrix says he'll be with me. And it's kind of like the action with that, like showing like that he'll be with me.
Yeah. And feeling him. Yeah. And so if we're in that memory, that moment, almost pressing pause in that visual, would it be okay if we put Matrix in that scene as your dad and he can talk to your little girl? Yeah, it's okay, honey. It's okay to let it come up. You were held. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like as I see that visual, like I see like just a white light with Matrix, and it feels different.
Yes. How so?
Like anytime I see childhood pictures of my dad when he, decided to show up for a birthday, it was just, like that feels really, really dull. Like it doesn't feel, I don't know, it just feels like he just like making a cameo, like just showing up. And but as you're saying that, like I feel like watching the visual of Matrix walk toward me, like I see like just like a white light around him.
Yeah. And your little girl, how does she feel with Matrix there?
She's excited.
Yeah, she likes him. Yeah. And just see if she wants him, how does she want his body right now in support of you, to let you know that he's here with you in this memory, in this original experience. And you have full choice. Maybe he swoops you up, maybe he puts his hand on your belly, maybe he just holds you tighter. Whatever she wants.
I see Matrix like coming down on like a knee and like making eye contact with me, and then like me hugging him.
Yeah. Take your time. Yeah. Really let him in. And just notice if there's any words that she needs to hear. Maybe it's just a hug. Yeah.
I have one question. Did I have abs?
Tricks.
Just thinking about that the whole time.
Did you have abs?
Abs, like a six pack.
Did I have a six pack?
Why?
Because of the white light? Was I?
Oh.
Was I right? Did I have abs?
Very religious. I was like,
No,
she could have been thinking about chubby maybe.
From 4 months ago.
What are you feeling right now?
I feel like I've recalled that visual of me sitting on the chair and like my little socks, and like I've recalled that so many times, but I've never correlated to like how it relates to now, you know, like, and also to, I've always told myself like I can't miss what I've never had.
Yeah,
you know?
as a protection.
Yeah.
And just checking in with your little one, was she able to really take him in? It seemed like it, but I just want to check in.
Yeah. I feel like it, in a way, like it kind of rewrote that memory for
That's
me.
right. That's right. That's exactly what it did. tuning into your gut, which holds a lot of wisdom, your womb.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're starting to really start to pay attention to these micro and the needs that you have, because that wasn't available before because you were caretaking.
Yeah.
And you're waking up to it now.
It's hard to identify all the cues of our own response, as Alyssa's saying, exactly what she's saying, when we've had to override them to take care of other people.
Yeah.
Right? Or try to control chaos. Right? And I really hear the correlation you made between like something, like let's go back for a moment and experiment. Matrix left dishes in the sink, right? And see what happens. Yeah.
Now what's that like?
Well, one, I don't feel like that tension here.
Yeah.
Like it feels like just like relaxed.
Yeah.
And two, and it's like things happen. Whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's the permission when it's safe enough. That's our response. Well, things happen. Like it's just a dish.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have the association or the representation. I'm going to be alone. I have to raise kids alone. I'm going to be the controller of chaos all by myself again.
Okay.
And that's
Right.
the connection
Yeah.
that you gave yourself and that matrix supported. So this is part of the healing, right? So that as you start to tune in and you speak that, then you can have that, and it's going to be the perfect thing that triggers something in you, matrix, that will want you to withdraw your safety strategy. This is why you're a puzzle piece, to bring up the childhood wounds so you can heal it in relationship, because I know that's your agreement.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious then, I want to do a piece with you too, because something's going to come up for you. And I know you want to be available, of course. And then there's going to be the removal, and that's okay to remove at times, and to speak when you'll come back into connection. You've mentioned a few times the 40 pounds or something coming up. And I'm just curious how that might tie into this and the removing of the safety strategy to take care of yourself and go in your own room. I'm just curious because there's a dance we're doing, and now we're paying attention. And I'm also curious what comes up for you, either in this experiment or in others, when Tiffany's really wanting connection and you'll pull away.
I don't think I pull away during times where Tiffany wants connection. I think the pulling away is more when I am judging myself for my shortcomings or not living up to my expectations, or like whenever things get rough for me, that's when I
got it. And is criticism one of the ways that
100%.
triggers it?
Yeah.
And is that familiar in childhood?
I'm Latino, yes. Absolutely. That's our love language.
Being critical.
Yeah.
His mom's, she's a tough one too.
Yeah. Let's just say I come from a line of women who are critical of themselves the most.
Right.
And of
others.
Yeah. Complaining, judging, talking about people is easy for me to do. So criticism is easy. It's like a second language for me.
Yeah.
And that's actually one of the things that Tiffany's like, you spend a lot of time gossiping and talking about. Like, it's why?
Yeah.
But it's just so normal for me that's like how I communicate.
And if you didn't criticize, what would you have to feel?
That just made me really hot. My body got very hot. I felt the wave of heat go like this. The question was, what would that make me feel?
If you weren't criticizing, then what would you feel?
The weight of reality. Like my own shortcomings. Comedy is obviously something that I use to like, and one of the things that I do is the people that I love, I say this all the time. I say, if I'm not making fun of you, I don't care about you. But that's a form of criticism.
And protection.
And usually, if I'm being honest with myself, the thing that I am making fun of or like judging somebody for are the things that I wish I possessed more of.
That's right. Great insight.
In my life. So if I wasn't criticizing somebody, I would have to focus on my own areas that I wish to improve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's like if I wasn't judging or gossip or criticizing, then I would have to feel inadequate in some way.
Right. Yeah. Because it's easy. I'm saying, hey, look, this person is not doing this. This person is not doing that. But in reality, it's like, I'm also not doing that. Mm-hmm. So the people that I was on the program with, the coaches, they would say, whenever you point at somebody, you have 3 fingers pointing back at you.
That's right.
So that's kind of where I made that connection.
Yeah.
It's like,
unless you point like this. Just saying.
Superhero or something.
But yeah, there's validity to that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I would have to face my own truth,
Mm-hmm.
my own lacks, my own shortcomings that I put on myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that weighs heavy on him.
Yeah.
I feel like there'll be times where he's very like isolated, and then I'm like, I think something's going on. Mm-hmm. And like I won't like it wouldn't. It's more so me realizing like I don't know, just the energy. It just feels like blocked energy. It doesn't feel like locked in or anything like that. It just feels like blocked energy, and then I'll just like come over and just randomly sit in your office and
she's like, baby, you want some water?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't try to like get him out. I just like, I'm just there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Skillful.
Yeah.
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 So I want to kind of run through a role play, right? And I want to kind of run through some of the things we've talked about so far. So I'm going to name some things. I want to do 2 role plays, actually. One is we're going to run through some of the scenarios that previously triggered you, which I don't think have so much potency on them. Mm-hmm. We're going to just name them, even if they're micro. We're going to name them as we go. So we get the practice of going, ooh, the sink, or ooh, did not do the laundry. Not a big one for you. Okay. No. Sink. I'm checking in. I'm like, what else
we
got?
I'm good.
So sink.
I do my own laundry. I'm very particular.
What were the ones before? I know sink doesn't have much.
Little paper balls.
Oh my
God. Little paper balls.
Little paper balls everywhere.
I don't know. The towel.
Or he'll like.
The hand towels.
The hand towels.
I'll just leave them on the
crunch
counter.
them up and.
Okay, now I'm mad. No. Okay,
so I
just want to kind of go, like, we're going to just stack them a little bit. So first is some dishes in the sink.
Yeah.
And just notice, even if it's a small little tinge or nothing, we just want to kind of notice, right? Any tinge, any response.
Yeah, there's so response. Yeah.
You're allowed to have a response. Yeah. It's just, yep. So, great. And I'm going to add little paper balls.
Yeah.
Papelitos.
Okay.
Exactly.
And I want you just to name what you're feeling.
Yeah. I just feel like immediately my mind goes to, so who do you think is going to pick that up?
Okay. That's the script with it. And what's the feeling?
The feeling is like...
it can be sensation. It can be feelings. It can be emotions.
Yeah. Just like frustration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like a 10.
Yeah.
What would we call it on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, I would say like a 3.
Can you tell him you're having a 3 and then name the emotion?
Yeah. So you do those little papelitos everywhere. I have a 3.
In this moment, I feel.
And in this moment, I feel. I feel like I'm not being considered.
That's the story. I want us to go prior to the story. It's a good story. And it has relevance to it, given your history. But I want to go to the sensation so we can track that. Let them know you're having a level 3 on a scale of 1 to 10 of, and name the feeling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're doing great.
I'm trying to like get to the feeling myself. I don't know.
Paper balls.
It could be.
And it could be a decreased
Frustration.
Yeah.
Annoyance.
Oh, thank you.
Anger. Agitation.
think agitation.
Agitation, great.
Yeah.
So we'll say level 3 agitation.
Yeah. So when I see like the paper balls, I feel level 3 of agitation.
Mm-hmm. Just take it in, Matrix. Nothing you got to do, my friend. All you got to do is listen. Yeah. Maybe just reflect it back. Okay, level 3 of agitation.
Level 3 of agitation. Got it.
And that's just like an opportunity for you, Tiffany, to check back in. You know what? It's actually a 6 or it's a 2 or it's not. Like, is that the right fit? So this is the time where his reflection back, you get to go, yep, it's a level 3 of agitation, or nope, it's a 2 or it's a 5 or it's, I said agitation, but I really mean fiery. Or whatever. That's not necessarily an emotion. Frustration. Yeah, thank you. So you get to, it's a check-in.
I say it was probably more like a 5.
Yeah.
It was more like a 5.
Great. Yeah. Great. Good. And then we're going to do a little shaking. Okay. We're just going to like kind of mobilize that energy, that 5. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like, just give it somewhere to go. Yeah. Good. Beautiful. Okay. Do you need mobilized anymore? You good?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I trust you. What's one more thing we can throw into the pot, so to speak? In this role play, try it out. And I'm coming for you, my friend. Yeah. Don't you worry.
Is that a threat?
No, it's a promise. It's a promise.
I would say the trash. That's like another thing. The trash. And
can you describe it to me?
Yeah, I feel like specifically, like we live in it's like a townhouse setup. And so one of our neighbors is a lot older. So we just take out the trash for for all of us.
Yeah.
And I feel like when it's not out, it's like, all right, now we have to wait a whole other week because the trash didn't go out.
Yeah.
So that.
And then let's have a little pause and check in.
What's that feel like?
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like my stomach like pulled back really quick. Yeah. And I feel like that's it's like 5, 6.
Great. And what's the feeling of that 5, 6 that comes with that? If that 5, 6 had a feeling,
I feel like it's frustration. Like,
can I check in if there's is there something in addition to the frustration? And
I know this is like more thinking, but it's like, okay, now this is like a burden on our neighbors now too.
Is that a disappointment?
Yeah.
I don't want to put a feeling on your experience, but is it like disappointment or something else?
Yeah, I would say disappointment is accurate. Yeah.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what's the level of disappointment?
I would say probably a 6.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, how much of it? What's the level of frustration?
They're around a 6 as well.
Yeah, so they're kind of even.
Yeah.
There's both frustration here, and we're allowed to have more than one emotion, by the way.
Yeah.
But it's helpful to kind of separate them out a little bit too. I'm feeling frustrated. Actually, I'm going to have you let them know again.
When the trash isn't taken out, I feel a level 6 of frustration, and then I feel disappointed because I just feel like we're putting a burden on somebody else as well.
How was that?
I've never articulated that before.
How is it for you now to articulate that and to talk about the level it's at?
It feels foreign. It feels like uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But it also feels accurate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I feel like maybe I probably like dance around it. And I haven't really extracted like this is the emotion that I'm feeling with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never.
Yeah. And when we do that, it takes the logs off the fire, so to speak, so that it doesn't all of a sudden we don't just have a bonfire that's so explosive and so big that we're like, how do we get here?
Yeah.
And how do we say those things we didn't really mean?
Yeah.
Right. So that's a a big shift. I hear the foreignness of it.
Yeah.
Especially if we didn't grow up that way or if it wasn't part of whether it's
Yeah. And I appreciate you both giving me emotions like to kind of like to work with, because I feel like in my head I'm like, oh, I wish I could Google search like a list of emotions and I could like pull it
you
up.
can. It's yes.
Yeah,
It's called like an emotions wheel, or that's one version, and you can like
I've seen
point
that
to it.
before.
They have them on pillows,
Oh wow.
and like
Or put it on your fridge just to point
Yeah.
at it and be like, oh, this is a new emotion I'm working with finding
That's actually a really
vocabulary
good
for.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like, I can't find the words, but then as you both were giving me, I was like, yeah, no, that is pretty accurate.
yeah.
it's easier when we see the word than to always articulate it, and then we can just pair the feeling with what we see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then as we're saying this now, like I feel seen.
Yeah, that's right. You're
love
seeing
that.
yourself
Yeah.
more clearly.
Yeah.
And then you can articulate it with Matrix.
Yeah.
And what I love about this also is that you're paying attention to those smaller cues, but you're also, I'm imagining Matrix, you understand that this tracks back further than you. So when the trash isn't really about the trash, it's activating a deeper thing that's looking to be healed, which you guys are doing right now.
Internally, while you guys were discussing that's what my thought process was. I was having some defensiveness come up.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't always do.
That's right.
And then while she was processing, I was like, it's not about
It's not about you. It's not about,
It's
the,
not about the
trash.
trash.
That's
It's not
right.
about-
And I think that's the most important thing that couples get. That yes, there's a participation in this, and that you guys can you'll find your way, and we're supporting with some of the languaging around it. But it really triggers something from our childhood that's really looking to be healed, which you just did a beautiful piece on, which will bring more levity. But you can articulate to say, when you don't take out the trash, I feel disappointed, which reminds me of my childhood with my dad, or I felt the burden that I had to do it.
Yeah.
So then you can hold more compassionate space, knowing that it's not your fault, you're not to blame, but you understand the greater context for what this is really about. And then you become agents for each other's healing in that.
Yeah, exactly. While they were in the process, I was like, oh, okay. That's how I could be a better husband. That's how I could be a better partner.
Yeah.
That's how I could show up more for her.
Because if you think then it's blame, then you
Then
will
I'm
criticize
fighting.
yourself,
Exactly.
and then you'll go into your spiral and
Exactly.
yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm not
I shouldn't,
I throw out the garbage. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to do it every week. You can throw out the garbage too. It has wheels.
And that defense just breeds more war.
Yeah,
And so what's the vulnerable truth that I'm not speaking? Oh, when you don't take out the trash, I feel the weight of the responsibility that I felt my entire life.
Yeah.
And then you speak that vulnerable truth, which creates the connection that is healing that you both want.
And I wasn't kidding when I said, I'm coming for you.
I'm here.
But I actually meant we're coming for you. That was a little experiment for you too. And what would happen when feelings were named? Where did you go? You went to the defense, but you stayed here.
Yeah.
And I want to point that out. So in the same way, you're like, I don't always not take out the trash. You don't always vanish either.
True.
And that's an important recognition as well. Right?
I mean, you also fully showed up for her, and she was able to receive that. And I've heard that that's not the first time, and that's actually been helpful to your healing around your dad.
Yeah.
And I got you. I'm here with you.
Yeah. Even me being able to cry in front of you all, that's something
I know
Yeah.
that.
I've never done. Like,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So,
I've never
but
seen her
that's-
cry like
but
that
it's
before
because
either.
of, yeah.
That's right. The safety. Is that
Yeah.
right? The safety you feel with Matrix
Mm-hmm.
and his presence and his unwavering love. Yeah.
And his big muscles.
But I do want to know, Matrix, when you go into an old pattern, a loop of criticism, which you've inherited, you bought into, what does Tiffany do that actually supports you in that moment?
She's just there for me. She's always got my back.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's when we first started dating, I was and I've talked about this with you before, but I wasn't in a position to be dating, or I wasn't in a position to be I wasn't in a position where society would deem me valuable. I was unemployed, I was overweight, I was in a position where my finances were all jacked up, and I didn't feel confident about myself. I didn't feel confident about my future. I had no direction. But Tiffany was still there. And I wouldn't say she saw my potential. She just didn't see my shortcomings, like the way I was seeing them. They weren't identifiers for her. They were just like, yeah, that's your current situation, but that's not always going to be the case. And so she alluded to it. She'll come in the room and she'll sit there and she'll just be around. And at times I get annoyed. I'm like, I just want to sulk right now. Let me sulk. Like, she won't even let me sulk in peace. She's just sitting there. So, baby, what's going on with your life? What are you working on? And I'm like, you're so bubbly and annoying. Get out of my room. But it pulls me back into my body instead of being up there in criticism land. It pulled me back into my body. And she's just, her being around is why I will never go anywhere, because she's home.
And in some ways, I hear that her seeing you in the truth of you helps you wake up out of the story that you lack in some way, that critical mind.
Yeah.
And I wonder, because there's been, so am I hearing it correctly that her being there with you, I want to know also the practical, you know, like when to give you space and when to just love you unconditionally to help wake you up out of the narrative and the old cycle of spiraling and criticism, self-blame.
I don't know the answer to that, but I do know that when I'm a dreamer. I like to talk about big goals and big lofty things that I have no business even thinking about, because there's no like, well, I do have business thinking about it, but there's no like physical, tangible like evidence that can come true.
Yeah.
And the times where I feel the most supported is when she's in lofty land with me, like when she's like dreaming with me and like, because she's the double Virgo, so she's very practical. And I can be very logical too in certain aspects, like when we're arguing or like there's an issue, like let's solve the issue. But then there's times where I just go off into dreamland and I just really feel held when she dreams with me.
Yeah.
When we can just like, oh, we're going to have the big house and the cars. And she's like, yeah, I want mine to be black and I want it to be black. I'm like, yeah, let's dream, let's do it. And I feel when we're in that space together is when I feel, for lack of better words, held.
Yeah.
And I feel like, okay, this feels more my speed versus like it feels almost like when I'm dreaming.
The opposite of criticism.
Exactly. It's almost like you do this for a living.
It's like, it's possible for me. Yeah. And we get to share in this vision together.
Yeah. And like the big dreaming, going, talking, her doing the opposite of criticizing that or shooting it down makes me feel like, oh, hell yeah, we can do it. When I first started my business, I was working at a coffee shop and I had a camera in a dream. I was like, I want to just take pictures and videos and I'm gonna work with celebrities. I'm gonna do all the things. And I dreamed it, but I didn't believe it. And she was like, what's wrong with you, bro? You're already doing this. Why are you going to that coffee shop that you hate? Just go full time on your business. And I never had somebody pull a dream out of my head and force it to reality for me. Like, hey, you already have it. And that just inspired me to step into being. While we were talking earlier, I just envisioned like my dream is a windshield and it's just completely covered with bugs. And Tiffany is my Windex, where she just comes and she sprays a little spot and it's like, see, the reality is on the other side of the glass. And she'll come and I'm trying to find more bugs to cover it up, but she keeps spraying and cleaning, spraying and cleaning. And it's just, she's helping me while I'm dreaming. She's helping me create that vision and clarify, clean it up, and just call me forward. Yeah.
Yeah. Tiffany, how do you see Matrix? Will you share with him? Because I love the dreaming, and I all of this is beautiful, and it's such good information because on many levels that you know this and you share in that. And one of the things I've heard that touched Matrix the most is that even before he had anything that he felt like he had something to show for, you loved him unconditionally, independent of anything he did, how he looked, or his job. And that unconditional love is the medicine for that criticism. And so I just wonder if there are any words from that love that you have for him that he could hear right now.
Yeah.
The way that you see him.
I love you so much, Mama. I love how you light up a room. I love how just like your passion, your excitement, your joy, and also too like how much you do dream, and how like us stepping into our house and you're like, I want a house with a deep sink, and God, have a house with a deep sink, and we're like, we want the bedrooms upstairs, and we have a house with the bedrooms upstairs. Like all of these things that we've talked about having that neither one of us even really like, okay, like this is what we want. And as we step into those dreams, as we step into sueños, as we step into just the life that we're living now, it's like, oh my gosh, these are all the things that Matrix has been talking about. And just like this reminder of like, how I need you. Yeah. Like how we get to do this together. How the things that I in the moment can't see because I'm it's kind of more like practical about it. You see it for me. And it's kind of like this, like you're walking and I have, like you're walking ahead of me. You can see it.
And are there any words you also want to share with him, whether those things happen or not?
Yeah. Whether they happen or not, like it's me and you. Yeah. It's me and you, Noah. You have such a beautiful life and such a I don't know, I feel like we have such a beautiful life even without any of those things. Like just us in the house. And like the silly things that we do, and yeah, that's what matters.
Like in some ways, like I really get that, and this is my word, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but your loving of Matrix exactly as he is has been such medicine for him to also flower into the man that he wants to become. Like you're not in relationship with his potential. You absolutely love who he's been all of the whole time. Yeah. And you're like, and I'll hold as you expand into your potential. Like, yes, and that is medicine. Yeah. So you're already doing it and you're receiving it. And I know that when the criticism loop can come up, I'm just sharing that that's some of the medicine that, you know, and you guys can dance around. When do you want to take that space? And when do you want to just be, it can be spoken or it can be just seen, like, I love you, baby. Whether you're needing space, whether you want to be with me, whether you want to dream. But that unconditional love that you offer is the medicine for the criticism that can loop and can break you out of that trance. And that you can also offer that to yourself. Because even the critic is trying to make sure that you do better. So that then you fit in or you can get the things so you feel worthy and all of that.
The critic is just coming from a place of fear.
That's right.
Yeah, it's like the whole time she was saying that, I was like, yep, and that's exactly why we're going to get everything. Like we're going to do all the, oh, we don't need it, but we're going to get it. I'm going to get it for you. We're going to do it. But when the criticism comes and it's up here, it's that same thing, but it's just from the opposite side of the field. It's like, it's scared. That's right. It's nervous. It feels like it won't be enough, but it's the same. Yeah.
And so just think like the medicine for criticism is compassion. So when that voice comes up, the opportunity is to see that this is not yours. And it's scared, like you said, and it's looking for compassion. And you can source that if you need to take space away. And you also now know what the bigger conversation is so that you can just see him, whether you speak something, but see him in his wholeness, even when he may be buying into a misunderstanding about himself, because that's what helps him feel safe.
Yeah. And even that connection of how you dreaming and how like me being like realistic about it how that brings you on the other side of the spectrum with the criticism. I never made that connection. Never. And so it's just allowing me space to be more intentional with my responses. Because I know that's something that you've mentioned before too, with like, when I'm dreaming, allow me to dream.
Yeah, so what I'm hearing you say, just maybe you guys are all faster than I am, but what I'm hearing you say is that the criticism was like, I can't have, and the dreaming is like, I can.
Yeah.
And so her joining in that dream gives you life, like, wow, yes, we
It almost feels like
can.
it's giving me permission.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And when there's criticism, it's like, I guess I can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just want to hold that there's permission for your acceptance as you are.
Right.
With Wade, without Wade, with the money, without it. Like real unconditional love, because that's what your little boy needed. And jumping into the dream to feel supported in that. Like, I have permission. I can have that. We can have that.
Yeah.
And you guys have created that for yourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think too, like, I'm also realizing how that criticism is like associated with your mom. How she could be really hard.
Yep.
So we'll bring her in the next session.
Shout out to Tanya.
Shout out to Tanya. Tanya, welcome home.
Oh yeah, family therapy.
It just grows.
I mean, it's all inside us. Yeah. And that's what she's looking for too. So as you shift it in you, it'll shift your relationship with your mom.
Right.
And then the way that you parent and everybody else that has a critical pattern.
Yeah.
You guys are such a beautiful couple. And thank you for trusting us and your vulnerability and your depth.
Thank you. Thank you both for breaking everything down for me. I feel like I've never seen my experience with my father in this way and just how it shows up really like in the present day. So I appreciate you like bringing all the chunks together and just like recapping at the end, because I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I get it now.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you guys can hold space for each other from here on out. And there's more layers and yet deep work, powerful work.
Thank you.
What a gift. So let's unpack some of what just happened. I think one of the most important things for couples, really any relationship, is to understand what is my core wound and what is my partner's, so that we can hold greater compassion when it comes up. Tiffany had this pattern of feeling over-responsible. She wasn't aware of her needs until it pendulumed, it was too much, and then it would explode. So I thought you did a really great job of helping her understand when are those micro moments where she can attune to her body and start speaking and practicing with Matrix. Oh, this is a moment, this is what I'm feeling, and learn how to express herself so that it doesn't build up. And then Matrix got to see, well, what happens, what's my core trigger and wound, and then how do we love each other through that? Because if we don't see the greater context, oftentimes we're gonna think I did something wrong as the partner, we're gonna go into defense and the other person's blaming, but really this is triggering something prior to you being in relationship so that you can heal it.
And I think you did such a beautiful job supporting Tiffany to recognize the layers of all of that, from the explosiveness to the relation to her dad, the relation to her mom. And, I think, well, we're not going back to try to blame a parent.
Right.
What we're doing in the process is kind of going, where did these come from? And if I can have a focal point, I can then really start to heal them. And we don't always have to know this came from my mom to heal it. I want to be clear about that. But it does start to illuminate what's happening and maybe why, of like, oh, my mom had to do it all alone. Oh, there was chaos in my house that I had to control. When there's chaos and it's not being controlled, like dishes in the sink or something like that, then that means something really bad, as opposed to there's just dishes in the sink, which is where she got to when she relieved the memory. And memory is actually flexible. Memory is not something that's permanent. In fact, the majority of our memory, what we remember, is about 30% of what happened, and the rest we already filled it in with preconceived expectations, ideas of the future or the past, or any other information that we kind of like fill in the holes. Another thing I wanted to bring back that happened in the session is the distinction between self-regulation, so our ability to process through things on our own, co-regulation, the ability to, in support of someone else, process through and metabolize what's happening, and auto-regulation, which was like putting it on a shelf because it's too much, too hot right now, and kind of doing other things, which are distractions. When it becomes not healthy or not helpful is when we don't go back to pick it back up and process it. When we just start putting it on the shelf, so to speak, and never navigating it. And that's also when things get explosive.
And they build up. You're pushing it under the rug and it will come out. And so if you do need to take time to tend to yourself, which is totally okay to do, just make sure to speak to your partner about when you're gonna come back so that you can repair and you don't just brush it over.
Yeah, like, I need 5 minutes or 10.
Yeah.
See you then.
Like that.